Alrighty. I think we're good to go here. There it is. What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Tony? See you guys already waiting. How's it going? Happy Sunday, everybody. All right, so let's go ahead and reverse this camera here. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. All right. Sony, perfect. All right, just 1 second. We're gonna go ahead and get started. Hopefully, you guys have had a good weekend. Um, yeah, right. Lucid. Tesla triggers for calls and puts tomorrow. We will go ahead and start writing down some of these requests. I already see that we've got Win. It's really funny. I was watching a video from last year on Win. That pin's dead. Damn, I went through a whole pin. So we got WY and N. And Tyler, yeah, I dropped that in the chat. So Tesla. Um, Hey, thanks, man. I appreciate it. If you guys have any requests, those of you on TikTok, if you guys will type those in the YouTube channel, that will help me out a whole lot. So I do appreciate that. I do see Disney, and I do see Plug, and I'll write those down, but that'll be the last ones here on TikTok. So, SPY, of course, we're gonna look at SPY. Um, just a second. All right. Uh, the purple expo marker smells like awful Doritos. I don't know how to describe that smell, but that smells really bad. All right. That is the worst handwriting in the world, but we're gonna get over it. All right. How do you speed up time on TikTok? You can only do it while you record. Alrighty, so let me get this up and running. Hopefully you guys had a decent weekend. For me, it was really nice to completely disassociate from the market for a little while. Just spent some time with my kids. And then today did some one-on-ones with some of our members. That was pretty fun, Tony and Sean. So, all right, let's see here. Daily harvest. You make eating. Yep. All right, closing this down, and we're gonna go ahead and get started here. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and as always, we're just gonna get started with some basic news, as always, and then we'll kind of move into those ETFs, and we'll go from there. So, smell like I'm in between toenails. Yeah, Boeing actually. So, those of you who are just tuning in, we're on YouTube or whatever. I'm gonna go over my watch list. That'll be right after the news. I've got a really exciting watch list this week, a couple of catalysts, and then as well as just some really, really excellent technical setups. So what I'm looking for here with Sony excuse me, with my watch list, sorry, I just jumped right into Sony, is just the cues to reverse. So it's pretty simple. Is we just need to see which all technicals indicators are pointing towards a reversal, at least temporarily. So looking good in that way. And we swung Roku calls, so we can only hope that we see continuation in that area. So yeah, if futures just open, they're not going to really have that big of an impact. So, I don't know if anybody's here, if we have any moderators here on TikTok, but the link is in the bio for YouTube, and that is where I'm taking the request here. So, okay. So as far as news, some of the top headlines here, we have this week, going into this week, not really exciting earnings, but the week after, it does start to kick up towards the end of the week with some of those bigger names, and then kind of puts us right into the next earnings season. But as far as hold a second, where are we at? Okay, so a couple of different setups right now. So we saw ANTX. That's one of the ones that are one of the top headlines here going into this next week. On Monday, they found more gas in the tank on Thursday after announcing an agreement with Delta Airlines for 250 million gallons of mixed fuel, including sustainable aviation fuel, to be distributed over the next 10 years. And of course, they ran up around 15.7%. And if you look at the weekly chart, they're actually not even close to that 2430 all-time high. So that's one that was up, and that's actually up 691% year to date. We also have SunPower, SPRW, with an inclusion into the S&P. We also have swing trades on that one, so we're curious to see, or I'm curious to see if we see continuation there. And then you go ahead and write that down, SPWR. Yeah, if you guys have any questions, yeah, I haven't done Netflix right now. The watch list, I'll give it to you guys. If you guys just want my watch list, I'll go ahead and drop it now. But right now we have EA, BA, Netflix, Roku, Sony, SPWR. I also have Merck as a watch list, which I'm also holding a position on. But those are kind of like my top watches at the moment. So if you guys are just here for that, I respect your time, of course. So you guys carry on. So anyway, besides that, and I really don't have like a tremendous amount of like crazy news. A lot of the recaps that we're seeing are just over last week's kind of movements, and less like real news articles for me as far as catalyst. But the S&P altogether are all closing. Sorry. All major ETFs closed positively next week or last week, with a reversal off of some of their major price marks. So definitely looking for some continuation there. But anyway, sorry, my news article I was just reading is absolutely garbage. They were going over some of the top 25 S&P moving companies, and that's nothing that I'm really interested in. So I was just kind of reading through that. So anyway, let's start with SPY. Go ahead and fix this. All right, and I'm gonna go over the major ETFs, and then we're gonna go over my watch list here. So Facebook, what about Facebook? I haven't gotten that far as like the news. Did they have news come out this weekend? If they did, it didn't make it into my weekend rip. Yeah, we're gonna do Affirm. We're gonna go do all these. I'm writing down your watch list right now. What do computer to need to do trading? It depends, honestly. I mean, you don't need a specific computer to do what I do. It all depends on your strategy, the way that you trade. If you're a full-time trader, what do you think about DD? It's rough. But yeah, you don't need to have like the setup that I have in order to be successful in the market. So I just have this for organizational purposes because I do more than just that. So the closing print last week, altogether for the week, the S&P was actually down 1.92%. And as you can see, we are in need of a major bounce. So I'm going to tell you guys what I'm thinking here with these major ETFs. That way you guys can kind of get an idea of where we may be heading, or at least the room that we have in order to move to the upside. So right now, I'm looking at the S&P for a potential retest of downtrend. Now, at the moment, all indicators point up. You have the MACD kind of cruising. You got the bounce off the RSI, and it looks like the TTM is going to start to roll over. That being said, we're still in a downtrend, and with the retest, which could just basically be climbing over that 9-day moving average and retesting. Right now, I have that mark, and we'll go down here to the 4-hour to give you guys a better look. So that becomes a little bit more clear for you guys. So that's kind of what I'm thinking right here is we're going to have a simple retest. And oftentimes during corrections, which I don't even know if most people know this, but a lot of the stocks are technically in downtrend right now, or they're technically in a bear market. If you're continuously making lower lows or losing over 10%, there's a handful of companies that are continuing to fall more than that price mark. So anyway, with SPY, I'm not sure exactly. Of course, we can't predict the exact movement, but I am watching for a potential retest here. Right now, I'm looking at this shoulder mark. There's always a potential for. Oftentimes, when you see this big drop down, especially after having what could be like a lower low, this is an obvious support here. That will be the start of a potential inverse head and shoulders. So this could just be the head. And we do also have, I believe on the daily, there is still a minor gap to fill. So that gap starts at 440 and ends around 441.36. So if we actually tested or went to fill that gap, we would break downtrend and maybe head into October with some green. So looking at the Qs, same story here, nothing much different as far as the Qs are concerned. We're actually going to do this real quick. XRP will be the king of crypto. You guys with the XRP, man, all love to all factions of crypto, but I have to say that the XRP people are pretty into XRP. Listen, if you have a price mark, you can throw it off, but I don't think that goes any higher than $4 or $5, maybe $10 at the most. But go look at the market cap. I'm sorry, that's just not possible. I mean, just mathematically, in the way, yeah. I'm not even a crypto guy, and I know better than to expect something parabolic out of that. Anyway, with the Qs, same story there. I'm expecting a simple retest of 365. You can see already, look at the RSI, look at the MACD, look at the TTM at their peaks. So even if we trade flat for just a little while, which we have a very unexciting earnings week, so it is definitely probable to see something like that. Is rather than just making a straightaway reversal to trade in this demand zone underneath us. So my price target for this one on a retest is going to be right around here. Like I said, 365, and then if we can break downtrend, I'd like to see it around 370 on the Qs. So. Excuse me. As far as IWM, Russell 2000, that was down about 0.28% last week. No hablo español. Sorry. No TA matters. This is. Thank you very much. Pelosi mugshot because she makes the laws and then buys the stock, or buys the stock and then makes the laws. Tesla Saba, any requests? I don't know if anybody here is on TikTok, YouTube, or whatever, but if you will hop on, send me your Venmo and hop on the TikTok, I would appreciate a moderator to send people to the YouTube because all of these requests are really good requests. DNUT, NVIDIA, Wish, all of these are, I'm not, no. All of these are great requests, and I'd love to take them, but I'm losing them in the stream. So, anyway, so IWM, hot garbage monster right now. Of course, guys, I'm gonna bring something to your attention that I think that's worth looking at. Now, obviously, these are it's an ETF, but it is what it is. So I want you to take a look at this trading chop right on IWM. This is Boeing, but look at IWM and tell me that that in my opinion is not bullish in any manner. And I can't remember the last time that I saw ever here you get these long periods of chop, here you get these long periods of chop, same thing here. But all in all, like this has been extended for a while now, and as far as a break in range, I'm not quite sure. But looking at the daily, you did get a major engulfment candle, and I'd like to see a push above 223 or 223.35 in order to see some sort of upside. If you go down here to the 4-hour, it does appear that you've pulled off a major reversal as well. It looks like off of this support, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, so there it is. And then running it off of this top right here. So it does appear to me that we are in for, man, and look at this. So right there, that's October 27th. I'm gonna leave this here, guys. So take a picture of this. I'm gonna just screenshot it, and I'm gonna post it on my Twitter. So if I'm ever gonna look back at it, and we'll see if I was right or wrong. But that looks like potential chop zone there. But at least potentially giving you the possibility of retesting the resistance. That resistance is probably going to end up being around 226. And I'm tweeting that out right now. So if anybody wants these charts, I'm going to try to remember to tweet every single chart request that I get out. So make sure you guys follow me on Twitter. And that way you can actually go and look that up. So over this. Yeah, man. That's cool. Wish falling wedge plus gap fill. Tyler, comment on the TikTok really quickly, and I'll make you a moderator real quick. Thank you, man. I appreciate it. I actually have a swing on Saba. If you guys would like to see a Saba breakdown, that one is also on my watch list. It's kind of on the back burner because I have a really out of the money swing, but you on game for review? What do you mean? You on game at all for review? Tyler, where'd you go? There you go. Thank you, dude. I appreciate you. All right. Yeah, if you'll just let them know. I'm gonna actually restart this, so you guys hop back in the stream if you want. I'm gonna do a quick restart. All right, live. There we go. All right, try that again, Tyler. Thank you, man. I do appreciate that. Am I done? Guys, I'm gonna in the description, Potter Twitter at Potter Sucks, but this account doesn't exist. If you're on TikTok, go through my LinkedIn. So all big betas on watch, right? So yeah, anyway, IWM, we got that one. So let's go ahead and move into the watch list, guys. I'm gonna give you guys a brief. This is my watch list. If you guys want to check it out, I'm gonna give you the full rundown, just as briefly as possible. Of course, I'm going to be tweeting these out, so you guys can look at them a little bit later, but here we go. So right off the bat, we have EA. Guys, this was a phenomenal play. I know a lot of you guys caught this one. This was a simple attempted gap fill. We filled the entirety of that gap, and then we saw another smooth recovery from EA. Now, I do believe that if the Qs reverse, excuse me, wow, may have just caught COVID. Not just kidding. If the Qs reverse and we can see some movement from them, we may see movement from EA here. So I want to show you guys the setup that I'm seeing here. Looks as if it's going to build an ascending triangle. So what we're going to wait for here is we're going to wait for a bounce off of 142. This one may pull back gently. I've got alerts set on it. It's always good to set alerts below you. So the break of 143, 142.90. So whatever the cents mark may be. But anyway, with EA, I am looking at a potential breakout here. And on top of that, if you look at the daily, EA has been consolidated in this zone for quite some time before making a immediate U-turn right here. Quite a lot of buying happening in this area in particular. So excited to see whether it can break into the 140s or the 150s, but regardless, we will take a look at that. So on Steam is off saying it's my TikTok. Yeah, I just restarted my TikTok. So thank you, Quinn. Quinn, you're awesome. I appreciate you so much. No COVID cop. I know. Be careful. Get your mask on, everybody. Let's flip the mirror of the camera. There we go. Okay, so anyway, EA, phenomenal setup. Of course, price target for me going into that is going to be 145, past 145. The next shelf above that, 148, 150. So that's EA. Let's look at BA. What a great chart, guys. This is a wonderful chart. Regardless of the direction that it chooses, I will be ready for it. I love BA for movement. I also love BA because when it does decide to get a move on, it does so with a vigor. And this is one that's good to look at on the weekly to really, really give you a clear picture of what exactly is happening here. So as you can see, very clean support. I'm going to use this opportunity to show you guys how to create a channel just really quickly. So pull down here. You're going to go to the, let's see where we at. That's not it. I have to remind myself oftentimes where exactly I put this. It's up here. So right here, if you go to the top, this one right here where the trend line is at, you'll move that down. And right now I use a parallel channel. So you'll basically line that up just like you would any support. Perfect. And then you're going to drag that up. Perfect. And that's going to build that deviation channel for you. So anyway, so what I'm expecting here, and I have that mark set out, is potential move to the upside. Yeah, yeah, only on YouTube. So thank you guys. I appreciate it. Anyway, so with Boeing, I have a significant level that is likely going to be retested if we break out of this channel. Good evening, Roxana. So with that, with Boeing moving to the downside like this, holding that trend line, I'd like to see a break above 132 with the target of 140. Okay, or excuse me, 240. Excuse me, 240. Now, why is 240 my target? I'll show you why. Now, if you go back here to this gap down, that's 240, 250. We get an immediate rejection here. We don't even quite make it to that level, and that's this part. And it's also the first level that once we break that, we retest it very, very quickly. So now that we've climbed back below it, I am looking for a pop above 240. Above 240, the immediate target's going to be that standard deviation channel and also the previous high from COVID lows, which is going to be 280 on the dot. So 280 long term, 300 is out of the question for me. I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking that 300 may end up being the move here, but in all actuality, I believe that that there's not the climate at the moment for Boeing to hit that level, but just based on technicals, it does look really good. So I'm gonna go ahead and retweet this out for you guys just really quickly. So if you guys want to have a look at that chart, make sure you check out that one. That's BA analysis. All right, tweet. All right, it's out there for anybody curious on Boeing and who would like to have that chart. I think it's also capable or it's possible to actually share it. So, and I'll do that a little bit later. But anyway, so past that, I'm trying to keep it quick so I can go ahead and take a look. Back to Gangster, I will absolutely, everybody who's waiting for their tickers to be requested, trying to move through my watch list as quickly as possible to give you guys time. So anyway, right here, nice clean breakout on the weekly time frame for Netflix. Guys, there is an absolute possibility that we are not quite done building whatever pattern is here. This is the third touch. I did discuss that the Qs could end up using this opportunity to kind of consolidate. So one or two things are going to happen here. Of course, we did get a reversal candle here, quickly met by another. You did reverse. So you actually did go back and retest the very same level that you broke, right? So right there around 600, you retest it, and then you immediately bounce back up, showing strength. So with the 4-hour time frame, to give you a little bit of a better idea. So you either do one of two things, and I think as it comes in, excuse me. So I do expect that if we do not clear this new high, more than likely Netflix will either make a handle, which would, this is the silly thing about it, is a daily Netflix or a daily cup oftentimes can be consolidated into an ascending triangle. So the ascending triangle having the 1, 2, 3 taps of resistance would still play into this pattern here as well. So even if we did move down here, both are bullish. Both in need of just good volume and the Q's cooperation. So otherwise, if Netflix can clear that 615, 16 level, which don't sleep on it. It absolutely could wick up there, but that's kind of where I'd be looking to see a potential rejection. So if you can already see here that sellers are stepping in right at that very same level and also making a lower high, which in a downtrend, that is exactly what you're looking at. So Netflix is on watch, but just that is on watch. Now, Roku, different story. Roku plays still set up, beautiful daily falling wedge here on Roku. Any turnarounds? If you guys have any questions, just please hop on the YouTube. My Twitter handle is PotterStocks, and it's all in the bio. Everything is in my link tree, so feel free to hop in there. Could SPY go up Monday? Yes. If you guys have any questions about SPY, same thing. That's going to be there. I actually already did it. I already did most of the ETFs, so you guys feel free to hop in those. So I see Baba and NVIDIA, and I see CEI from Request. So we got, and of course I got the Affirm. All right, and then Neo. And Nike. Yep, for sure. Nike. Thank you guys for leaving those requests in the YouTube channel. I do appreciate it. Also, I'm not quite sure, but one of you may or may not be the 4,000th subscriber to our channel. Nope, we're almost there though. I do appreciate it, guys. Let me go see something here. Now I'm kind of curious. There it is. Look at that. So I'm actually watching it live. That's pretty cool. So 3,995 followers. We're almost there. 5 more subscribers on YouTube, and we're at 4,000 subscribers. That's awesome. I appreciate you guys so much. So anyway, let's keep it moving here. So with Roku, beautiful falling wedge. Also want to show you guys something. When a stock sometimes breaks trend, you'll notice that this very same downtrend, right? This pattern existed, or this downtrend existed beforehand, and when the news came out and sent it past, it did not have, it got exhausted very quickly. The news did not match. I do believe it also got downgrades, and then on top of that, it rejected all-time highs, giving you that double top, which of course is bearish in all, you know, overall, but you're not going to go straight down. So anyway, with this setup here, I have the hourly time frame, which I really am interested in showing you guys. We did take those 320 calls. I am expecting a move to, and I have it marked right here. So I would expect a move to around 323, 324, maybe even 325 before. Now, at that point, we could make a move to 325 and then pull back and break downtrend. So the goal here is to try and use this. And this is what I was talking about in one of the one-on-ones today about doing multiple time frame analysis, right? So the hourly is going to be that good middle ground in between the daily and you know, the lower time frames like the 5 minute, et cetera, et cetera. That's really awesome. Thank you guys for smashing that like button. I do appreciate it. So that's really awesome. We've got a reversal pattern here. Nice falling wedge. Gives me an indication that a reversal could absolutely happen quite soon. But now that I see the hourly or the daily setup, right, I need confirmation. And that confirmation for me comes by identifying either A, reversal patterns of some sort on lower time frames, or just good price action towards major supports. Now, a lot of you guys, as we charted Roku, one of our first bounce levels was the 315 level. And we were hoping to maybe see a reversal there. No cigar, and it ended up going to the secondary price target of 302, 300 basically, before building this inverse head and shoulders. Do you offer it? Yes, I do, John. I do. I have it through Patreon, which is well, the first people who get in the Patreon have 6 months in the Discord. So I mean, it's worth it in itself there. But they also have 24-hour 24/7 access to, obviously I sleep and stuff, but access to me via phone number and stuff like that. So I do mentoring to that degree. But if you're brand new into trading, I would recommend doing absorbing as much free information before you do anything. So if you're already a trader and just looking for a little bit of mentorship, you can do that month in the Patreon and still have 6 months in the Discord. So it's entirely up to you. But if you would just like to hop in the Discord, I literally, and I'll show you guys in our Discord that is free. Those of you who are just joining us, I uploaded over thousands. I felt like thousands of definitions, A through Z, of terminologies that you can literally scroll through. We have books now. We have Trading in the Zone. We have audiobooks, Swing Trader's Bible, Trade What You See, How to Profit from Pattern Recognition. So we have some really good books in here as well that I would highly recommend that you guys take advantage of. Back to Gangster, brother. I'm just like everybody else. Everybody else has got to wait too, man. I apologize. I got to get through my watch list. This is just how we do things every week, man. I appreciate you tuning in. I will absolutely, if you want to, man, you can actually hop off. And do your own thing, and then I will chart those tickers for you, and then you can come back and watch a little bit later. But I do appreciate your guys' patience, those of you guys who are hanging around. So anyway, so Roku setup, inverse head and shoulders, price target 420, second price target 425. We swung into this, so we are looking to take some profit next week. Sony box office blowout. And I guess Venom's doing really well. So I was eyeballing the setup here. I saw Trend Spider post something about potential double top. I was looking at it. Definitely, I mean, Sony has seen a considerable run even from the beginning of this year, trading all the way down at around $51, and then now trading all the way at that 118 level. I believe Sony's not all-time high, but all-time high for Sony's around 157. But again, they did just have that really awesome release. So I am looking for the potential building of a handle. Otherwise, we'll leave it alone. So, and I'm just going to give you guys this setup because we'll go more into it. Anyway, other than that, I have Sava. I know some of you guys were watching that one as well. Sava, cup and handle here, bounce off that 9-day moving average, looking for a retest of downtrend that would occur at $80. So, all right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna get started with these requests. That's so weird. Team Bull owns you. Actually, we have a lot of people who came from Team Bull as recovery, but this guy right here, he bought this profile. This is actually Team Bull watching our lives, which is probably the weirdest thing about these guys is they continue to, as managers and stuff, come and watch my lives and then roast me, or not even roast me, but just say weird stuff like that. But anyway, we'll keep it moving. It's all love. Anyway, so let's start with the first request. We got Win, and we're going to go ahead and start fresh on this one. It looks like I have 2 levels on this. All right, so I don't know what you're looking at here with Win, but what you're looking to accomplish here with Win. But I would confirm to you, you obviously have a gap here of $289, and you've already made a decent support bounce with a nice MACD rollover. RSI looks nice and clean. So I would theorize that at a minimum, you're probably going to go retest $90. As far as a downtrend, Win Resorts, let's see. That is absolutely a downtrend. Look at the wicks right here. Look at the resistance on those candles. So that's your downtrend here. So even just a simple retest of that downtrend, right, would likely put you up. And it depends on the velocity in which it takes it. So if it does end up moving all the way up to $95, then there's a high probability that you could go fill that overhead gap right there at $95.50 all the way to $99. So that is definitely a possibility, and it's still in an extended downtrend. So in any downtrend or any correction, you're always going to see that type of movement. Now, the velocity, like I said, in which you go to retest will give you an idea of how, if you even have the chance to break it. So that's kind of what I'd be paying attention to there. Yes, Uzi, guys, everybody else who's watching here, I will absolutely look at your stock request on YouTube here. I'm making my way down here in just a second. So anyway, we've got Win, Affirm, 4,000 subscribers, guys. Thank you a lot. I do appreciate that. I missed the 4,000 mark. I was going to screenshot it, but it's all good. I'm going to tweet that out. Thank you guys a whole bunch. That's really cool. Been working on this channel here for a long time. About to start having someone do the little cover images so they don't look so boring anymore. But let me, what's that? So thank you guys. I do appreciate that. So let's keep it moving. We've got Affirm. Okay, so I actually have a setup here already on Affirm, and I do believe I'm going to go ahead and restart, just delete all of this and start fresh. So Affirm showed strength, and I was theorizing that there would be a possibility that we built a large reversal pattern. That's exactly what we're seeing. So I'm actually thinking that we will absolutely, and based off of the extension of this pattern, that there's a good chance that Affirm will go and reach new highs and maybe even do it parabolically. Right now, the price target that I have for this week going into like October 15th would be 140 if we move correctly, and that would likely happen above 121.50. Above 121.50, I would absolutely conclude that a retest or a test of this resistance at 140 is probable. So Affirm actually really does look really, really good. So I'm going to do Affirm right here. I can unsubscribe and then resub. Thank you. I need 5 more. No, just kidding. Yeah, thank you. I appreciate it. I haven't done Tesla. I'm about to do Tesla though. Wow, subscribers have climbed through the roof. I appreciate it. Thank you guys for subscribing to the YouTube. I do appreciate it. And if you guys have any on TikTok, if you guys have any requests for any tickers and you're really curious, please go top Grow Nation. Please go comment your ticker requests because I'm going to be stopping those at 9:15 Eastern time. I will not take any other request after that, and I apologize for that, but I got to make sure that I get to bed on time. So anyway, Affirm, I just wrote that down because I'm just reaffirming my watch list here, but Affirm does actually have a good setup. You can see this candle here telling you a whole lot about the sentiment at this level. So you can see at 113, sellers take it down, quickly bouncing off of that support and closing the day on right underneath the 9-day moving average. So a reversal candle, and this is almost borderline what you would call a long or dragonfly doji, right? So you're not quite there. You still have a body, but buyers definitely ruling the day on Friday. So for me, I would, like I said, above 121.30, and Affirm could absolutely go and test 140 for a really, really nice move to the upside. So eyes on Affirm for sure. I'm going to add an extra star on that one, gold star for Affirm. So guys, any requests, guys, just hop in to the YouTube. Appreciate you guys. Back to Kings. Oh my god, this man called me daddy. All right, so Affirm looks great. John, I got you, man. No problem. I'll shoot you an email back here in just a little bit. All right. Our Discord also it's not a big deal because we'll open it back up, but probably towards the end of the month we have like 25 spots, and then I'm shutting it off again, likely until towards the end of October, just because we've had a small influx of people, want to make sure that we meet everybody, talk to everybody, etc., etc. So probably be shutting it down here shortly, but not completely, not like shutting it down. Anyway, so let's let's keep it going. You got 1:30 October 15th calls. Okay, good shit. Yeah. I would theorize, looking at this setup on the daily, it is absolutely probable. And what you could do is go to this lower time. Oh my god, sorry. Oh my god. Oh my god, I need some milk. That is a fucking sorry, am I allowed to say that on YouTube? This is great. This is exactly, I love this. This is exactly why doing multiple time frame analysis is beautiful. So if this plays out in our favor, I think a lot of you may already see what I see, right? I just showed you the same thing on Roku, so let's go side by side, you know, just to confirm, right? So we go to Roku here, and I want you guys to take a look at that setup. So in comparison, look at Affirm and look at Roku, right? How's that? Those are two very pronounced inverse head and shoulders for a hourly, right, reversal, which usually will give you a decent move to the upside. With Roku, I say 323. With Affirm, at a minimum, you're going to go to 123.50. At that point, obviously, you want to be paying close attention. There is also a downtrend to keep in mind. You can see that very clearly right there. So that's your downtrend. If you break the downtrend, I'm going to set an alert on that trend line. If you gap up above that trend line, you're going to retest that trend line, and that's when you buy it back. So anyway, Affirm looks great. So Fubo, if you guys have any other questions, those of you on YouTube or on TikTok, please hop into the YouTube here. I do appreciate it. Futures are green. I imagine so. Yadav, OLED, I will absolutely look at that in just a little bit. So, all right. So we've got Tesla. Of course, guys, Tesla does have the flag setup. Now, the only thing that I found unusual about Tesla was that this was more or less forming a pennant before it formed a flag. So if it's transmuting itself into a flag, so be it. But it did, in fact, break this lower time frame support. On the daily time frame, this is another stock that's inside of a channel. So excuse me. So we're going to use our handy dandy tool, right? And also just a quick tip for you guys who are learning or building your trading view, right? Go up here to your time frame and highlight the time frame. That's why yours doesn't look like mine. You need to highlight your favorite time frame so you don't have to go through this wheel and waste time. Secondly, you need to go over here and highlight your favorite indicators, right? So for me, obviously trend line's always going to be number one, horizontal ray, you know, those ones. But here we're going to be using the parallel channel, right? So I'm going to go ahead and hit my parallel channel. I'm going to start off my low. There's my channel right there. There's my channel top right there. Beautiful. Wow. Now, so what does that lead us to believe? That we could potentially see 800. I covered this last week. So there's our resistance line. Oops, excuse me. Well, let's just move this to 800. How's that? Also, if you're struggling to set lines at price marks, you're going to left click on your line. You're going to go to settings and you're going to go to coordinates and you're going to go set it straight right where you want it, right? So now, even though it's just a few cents, if I want it at 800, it's at 800 now on the dot, right? So good stuff there. Anyway, so that would be the mark in which I would be anticipating, and we just breathed just close to $800. So it's not outside of the question to go hit 800. I would imagine the channel top is sitting around, yep, 810. So maybe 810 by the end of around August 6th or October 6th, October 7th, potentially. And that's just, you know, based off of the previous moves that it has had. Now this pattern obviously is going to fail anywhere below 770, anywhere below 77 or 770. Yeah, so Joe Dallas, your charts look like cheese. Why? Because what's the cheese part of it? Is it the my lines, the yellow lines? It's cheesy. Tesla free money tomorrow, Big Stepper. Nice. Big Stepper, those of you guys who are wondering, that is, let me set you as a moderator as well. That is one of the admins in our signal callers in our group. He's a big beta, big scalper. That should be his second name, but definitely high frequency scalping there with Manny and the rest of the gang. So, Ruko, I've never seen that, but if anybody's in the TikTok, guys, I'm on YouTube right now. The link is in my bio, so hopefully I can. If you guys can see better here, so be it. But Roku was covered on YouTube. These are the stocks right now. I've covered EA, BA, Netflix, Roku, Sony, Affirm, Win, Tesla, Disney. Or I haven't done Disney yet, but remind me, guys. I gotta get this. I gotta get these tweeted out too for you guys. So let me tweet Tesla out really quickly. All right, so Tesla is tweeted. And if you guys ever feel like retweeting these tweets, oh my gosh, Quinn, look at you go with the 810 calls. Yep. What are the triggers for Tesla calls? Great question. So go down the hourly, and I'll show you your triggers. All right, I'm trying to trigger you right now. All right, so there's trigger one. That's your channel, right? So for me, this is what this needs to look like. So let's go here. So we're going to want to see, obviously, this is going to happen, right? We're going to go retest 785. Of course, expect something. No straight lines. From there, I would say a good solid secondary trigger point is going to be 790. Above 790, of course, you have the next mark, 795. I go by those psychological numbers. And then you will see a little fight around 780. 797, 798. That's where you previously rejected. So in order to see, you're going to want to see good solid volume as well on Tesla. But that would be the trigger points. You could also, if you wanted to, yeah, it's not cheating, but if you wanted to, you could also go look at the resistance line that you have here. The pivot right now is at 793. So watch 793.50, and then the second pivot is at 811. 811.65. So and that's with the pivot point strategy. But that's Tesla there. Looks pretty good on the lower time frame. I don't like all this choppy business, but TTM firing off all in all looks pretty good to go hit the top of that channel. All right, so VIR, I've been a huge supporter for a while now. I guess I will. I have it written down. You're actually right after Disney. Okay, so Disney. Oh yeah, what the hell? So Disney absolutely like crushed it. I couldn't believe it. I wasn't even sure. Somebody just told me, they're like, yeah, it's running, and sure shit. I went and looked at the chart, and it was so. Lower time frame, hourly downtrend. Yes, this is a correction. It gapped up, fell back down. You're too far away for like a definite, like it does have more of the double bottom look. Sorry, my music messed me up there for a second. So the double bottom off of 170, 169. I would be looking to clear this apex, which that's what forex traders call like the double bottoms middle. So this previous run up right here to 179. That's kind of where I'd be eyeballing Disney to go. If you go look at the daily time frame and you look at Disney, this is. Has been for quite some time trading in this level, and you can go and mark these out. I need to use these since I highlighted them. So there you go right there, right? I gotta skip that one. Okay. Anyway, sorry about that. Thank you guys. Why do I use TradingView? I just like first of all, it integrates with my broker. So if I wanted to, I could trade from my charts like you would anywhere else. I also really like the fact that I can set alerts on everything. So normally I have, and you guys can, attest this. Normally I have, my EMAs up. Also, hold the hell on. We're going to go back to Tesla really quick because I want to show you guys a quick trick on Tesla. But I just like you can make your own indicators, back testing, everything about it, is great. I know that there's other ones like Trend Spider that have different candlesticks. I haven't had any issues here with the way that I do things. So, but real quick, guys, I want you to take a look at Tesla, and I want you guys to look at the hourly. And it is absolutely, it's amazing in the way that the 500 HMA respects. So if you go here, look at these candlesticks off of the 500 HMA. And me and Tony were talking about this in a one-on-one today, but you can see that literally every single wick is off of that 500 HMA. Same thing here. Finally, when you're able to close above it, nice volume spike breakout, you finally move to the upside with a whole lot of vigor. So one of the things that I wanted to mention to you all is that we are below the 500 HMA, and that 500 HMA is sitting at 776.64. So that's kind of where you want to get above. If you get above it, all is well. Look at the wicks. This is absolutely a respectable moving average, and if it's anywhere near you on the lower time frame, it's worth looking at. So Mark Willis, I'll absolutely take a look at that in just a moment. Okay, so let's keep it moving. Anyway, Disney right here. Disney actually has a good setup, double bottom setup. I would say that, you know, a simple run up to around 180 is probable based on the current price action. Volume is strong. Make sure you have that volume indicator there. You can see definitely higher volume here on those bounces. So all in all, looks really good. One of my favorite settings for a day trade, swing trade, hourly, day trade, daily swing trade. But for this time frame here on Disney, I like this for an EMA crossover. So more than likely you're going to either A, hit the 178.50 mark, pull back, consolidate here while these moving averages go for that crossover and make your way into the 180s. So Disney, and now we have VIR, El Giri, what the fuck? Hold on one second. VIR. What happened here? Okay. Shit. So first of all, I don't know what this does, but it's biotechnology, right? So it's in that same biopharmaceutical kind of type setup there where it's very much reliant on news. I will say that there is a massive volume spike here, right? And that's happening after a gap down, but you don't see the recovery that you would like to. So let's go to the hourly here and we'll take a second look. So with that, you are not showing. Yes, you have a gap on the daily, and that gap starts at 37.50. But so far, you are not showing any immediate signs of a reversal at the moment. What you would need to see, I would say the first, you know, obviously you can see it's holding up above that 9. I would say anywhere above $35. Above $35, you got the 36.50. Right above that 37.15, right above that with the 20-day EMA. So it does have the gap to fill, even on the hourly, a $42 gap, but it needs the sentiment to do so. A lot of people will get attracted by gaps that form on higher time frames, but fail to see that there is no catalyst to get you back into that gap. So with VIR, any stock like this that's obviously probably reliant on news. I imagine here you had some type of phenomenal news come out, and VIR ripped all the way to 141. So you're currently trading here. This is where you would need to see a bounce. So hopefully if you can hold this mark of 34.40 and really 34.50, then there's a good chance for a reversal. You do have earnings coming in November, so you do have an extended amount of time. One thing you could also bank on is that if anything, it would likely go test downtrend first. So I'm anticipating downtrend to be somewhere around here. So the vigor in which you move towards downtrend is going to give you an idea whether or not it can move to the upside. So GameStop, did you know the short is at least to pull the next squeeze soon? David Carmona, about 3 weeks ago, I mentioned that GameStop is still preset and loaded to be one of the biggest short squeezes ever. Ever. And I mean that. So I still don't think it's out of the question to see GameStop push. Anyway, so Buy Disney puts. Diz is due for a reversal. It absolutely is due for a reversal. I'm going to restart this stream here, guys. Make sure to leave some likes. Hop back in the stream here. Literally going to restart it. So, yeah, no worries. 1 second. Wait, what? Oh, I need 98,000 diamonds. What the fuck? Why is TikTok wanting me to... I don't know what that even means. What do you mean I need diamonds? It's weird. All right, let's try this again. There we go. David, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Yeah, they misreport that short interest all the time. Keep it's all psychological game. Keep the apes at bay. No bananas. At least they think. All right, let's keep it moving, guys. So we've got Plug. Help if I can spell. I've already got Plug charted for you. So there shouldn't be any issues there. Plug did come out of a reversal pattern. I'm gonna go to the daily here. So you can see a bit of a rise or falling wedge, excuse me. So you got that wedge pattern. You've broke out, you've retested, you rejected the 200-day EMA, and honestly, you have two very weak candles here on Plug. Man, I've been. Look at this. Hey, wow, look at these drawings. This is back when I used to chart. Look right there. I used to trade Plug at $16. I turned $10 into $900 on Plug once. And some dude in the chat turned in more. He did even more, but that's crazy. I'm like looking at all my, I used ice blue lines. What was I thinking? But anyway, so I would imagine that after seeing that rejection there, that unfortunately, if you break below 20, and I'm looking at this as $23, if you break below 23, you're likely going to drop to 19. So, oh, David, dude, I appreciate that, man. Thank you. Thanks for the tip, man. I appreciate that. That is very nice. Let's go into my son's Robinhood. He's 7. I'm just kidding. He doesn't have a Robinhood yet, but he will. Not a Robinhood. He'll have a Roblox. And now that I'm looking at, so it's always worth taking a second look at. So I wanted to see, okay, that's what I see. So that's kind of what I'm anticipating here. So watch for Plug Power to sit here at the bottom and then go and retest maybe $30 one more time. But you're holding this support rather well. That's kind of what I see here. So this is 1, 2, 3 taps. So you're definitely going to want to see a reversal soon. Could we chart charge point and blink? Absolutely. Yeah, I'd be happy to. To cap this marker though, I'm about to have another. I had 25 markers and my daughter destroyed every single one of them. How? I don't even know. All right. So the next one here was CEI. And again, I'm just going to reiterate myself. If you want any idea of what's going on with CEI, please take a look at the volume since the tweet, August 25th. Then all of a sudden on September 1st, it's had more volume than it's ever had in its existence, and it's continued to grow, which means that the sentiment, the talking, the rambunctiousness is happening. But what a lot of people are not seeing is that CEI has earnings in 2 weeks. And if CEI does not manage to fit the bill of what people are basically saying that it is, it will fall. And when it does, it's going to create bag holders. As far as a technical setup, right? As far as a technical setup, I have this technical setup here. Just barely. And you'll notice that the 500 HMA is exactly the moving average that it's holding down at the moment. If it gaps up, and I would imagine pre-market, those of you guys who are traders, pre-market traders, pre-market trading, I'm talking about the biggest green dingus, not the biggest, but I would anticipate a really big run to 380. So that would be the first mark, and that's, motherfucker, excuse my language. That would be right around here, and I apologize, this trend line sucks. But anyway, you know, that would be a huge break, and like I said, 380, even $4 would be the target there. So really slammed up against here. One bad move, and CEI will probably drop back down to around $2.85. How old am I? Guess. How old am I? But yeah, if you're in shares, if you got a good average, do your thing. And if options end up hopping out here, do your thing. It's absolute, guys. The sentiment that at the end of the day, that's all that matters. That's all that matters is social sentiment. And as long as the stock has people with the influence that they do talking about the potential of the stock, then of course you're going to see movement. So do I use SMA or EMA? I use EMAs pretty much exclusively. I did use SMAs, but not my style anymore. I do respect the SMA for day trading and scalping. I think that it works great, but my moving averages are not so far, like they're just a little bit heavier weighted. So if anything, maybe safer entry. So hey Juan, I appreciate that, guys. Thank you for the likes, everybody. I appreciate it. If you guys have any requests, Moderna, anything, all of those that you're typing here, I'll allow for 5 more minutes of request here because I am running out of tickers, making my way downtown, walking fast, and faces past, but I do have a few more ticker spots for you guys. So please throw those into YouTube, and I'll get to them immediately. NVIDIA, I got NVIDIA for you right here written down. So we got Neo, Nike, we've got we've got NVIDIA, ChargePoint, yep, AMD. Get those last requests in here. OLED. Making sure I have those on there. Yeah, I missed Walmart. I'll do that one next too. Sorry about that. There's a lot. Yeah, I'd be happy to go over what EMAs I use. I'll do it really quickly. So right here, you have the orange one. That's going to be 200-day EMA or EMA. You're going to have the burgundy one. That's going to be the 50-day EMA. And then you have the blue one. That's going to be the 20-day EMA. If you don't know what an EMA is and you're curious about what that means, that's literally exactly what it sounds like. It is a moving average. Now, when they say EMA, well, a moving average is literally the average of that stock's movement over X amount of days. So 9-day moving average, that's 9 days of data, closing prices, 9 days of closing prices data moving in a visual line. So in this case, with the 200-day EMA, they're adding, EMAs are going to add more weight to recent price action. So you're going to see a heavier weighted moving average, meaning that past prices won't affect it as much as newer prices. So with the EMAs, you may see this moving average move up with parabolic movement, as you can see here, whereas something less weighted may not. I also use the 500 HMA, and I will also let you guys know that this moving average is something out of a witch book or something. I don't know, but you can see for yourself holding the stock up literally candle by candle by wick by candle. So it's definitely a very well respected stock. You can even see here we break out and retest it before making new highs there. So 500 HMA is extremely useful. And that's my moving averages there. So Neo is the next one. Of course, Neo is in the Chinese stock. I gave a bullish or a bearish outcome, unfortunately, for Neo. I do see further downside on Neo, and I'll show you why. So if Neo doesn't already gap down horrendously, and I wonder if they will be affected by the Evergrande situation. But I am anticipating a drop on Neo, and I'm fixing this up just a little bit to make sure I have an accurate spot. So my mark is going to be $30. looking at the current setup right now, you get a gap down. And oftentimes, if you're going to remember what I was talking about vigor, right? You need to actually move to the resistance. You need to get there and show strength. In this case, you trade flat into resistance before immediately receiving a rejection. So honestly, anywhere below 34.85, I would anticipate a $4 drop. So rolling question. Well, you just answered my question. Good. Knocking out all of it. Do you guys share charts to the public? I do tweet out all of these charts. I'm trying to remember to tweet them, but there's only so much I can ask of my brain before it shuts down. So Neo, anyway, it actually does have the potential for a reversal. And I'm sure that they'll find that they're a luxury EV company. They may even start production facilities off, off out of China. So who knows? They may be able to show some resiliency in that. But this is kind of what I would anticipate here for Neo. And obviously, it's just based off of price marks. But I would anticipate a drop to 30. Unless a miracle happens, I'm actually going to set alert. This is actually probably a great small account play. So really quickly, we're going to take about a minute to set up what it might be like to take this as a small account. And I would tell you exactly what I will do, and I'm going to keep it moving after that. So hopefully those of you guys waiting for your tickers have a few seconds to share with me, and I will show you guys what a small account setup right here. So we're very aware that this is our support right here. And so with that, I want to make sure that's nice and clean. But with that, for me, what I would do if I was looking at taking this, I would absolutely set this as a first entry. And you'll notice here that the 500 HMA is right in tune, and you absolutely have that rejection there. So what I would look for is that I would utilize weeklies or a week out, and I would probably go for something relatively close to the money. I'm not looking at the chain right now, but I'd probably go right outside the money with a $34 strike while taking I would anticipate maybe October 15th, probably farther, maybe towards the end of October, a $30 put. And I would grab a $30 put and I would swing that to the downside, of course, after that break. So rather than just entering weeklies, I would essentially cast my anchor, right? That is where I'm trading to my target. And that way, let's say I happen to exit my weeklies a little too soon because I saw a bounce, but I'm still overall bearish because I'm watching that higher time frame, then of course, I would still be in the trade, which would allow me to profit. So they were in Silicon Valley a few years ago. That's really good information, Grace. So if you're talking about Neo, I mean, and if anything, Neo's. I can't imagine that they won't find a way around this. So Neo looks good for a reversal on the $30 mark. So and it lines up too perfectly. It absolutely lines up too perfectly. So I would imagine that this could end up taking around 3 days to accomplish a move to the downside to 30. So is Alibaba the same boat as Neo? Baba is more closely in the government's reign. And in all honesty, God, I hate when I do that. I'm like, what the hold on one second. This is what happens when you don't have the fits data to screen. So Baba does not look good. Now, in terms of a potential bounce, like just based off pure technicals, it does actually look as if it could potentially pull off a bounce. You have what appears to just be heavy consolidation. This is a confirmed support here. You are in a channel. So I would be anticipating that if Baba, can bounce off of these supports and overall general relief, but Baba being close to China, its government, and they're not having anything good happen at the moment, I can't imagine that Baba is just going to see parabolic move to the upside. But that's just my opinion here. So, anyway, of course, Joe, not a problem. So let's go take a look at Nike and switch gears. So I actually already covered Nike. I think months before I think it was before the 150 break, and I told everybody just take it to the 50% of that gap mark, and that's exactly where we're at now. I would anticipate Nike trying to retest its 9-day moving average, its nearest moving average, which would be that 9-day moving average. That's sitting at 150.60. Oftentimes, like if we are, and it does appear that if we are, their guidance was no good. And that's a fundamental aspect that you can add here. So in my opinion, this is likely what you're going to see here. So rather than just moving to the upside, That's what I would anticipate here for Nike, is a relief bounce back up, a retest of that very same level of 156. You'll see the bounce here, the breakout here. That is absolutely a major resistance above us. So that would be 155, 156 retest, potentially also testing downtrend before making some type of continuation pattern to the downside. So that's what I would see here. You also have a gap to fill. That gap starts at 150, 150, and then allows the gap fill around 156. So that actually lines up perfectly with the setup here. So a gap fill to go and fill your gap, because 91.4% of gaps get filled. And so in this case, that's probably going to happen as well. Nike looks good for continued, at least for a relief bounce here in a test and downtrend. So, so I do have NVIDIA. I have Walmart next, actually. Sorry. And then I'll do NVIDIA. So Walmart is suffering from, and it actually spilled. And it looks as if it may. Oh, hold on one second. Why don't I just delete? Yeah, no, not that. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna delete that. We're gonna go to the weekly time frame, get things a little bit cleaner, and see what we got going on here. So first off, this is very obvious that we have Walmart's made a big mistake. No, I'm kidding. Excuse me. So that's what we got going on here. That resistance double top. Okay, you got 152 double top there. You're closing below that 500 HMH or HMA, right? That's that major. Look at the bounces, guys. Look, I'm not joking about this 500 HMA. It's lit. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Look at this. Look at this. Look at that. So anyway, with Walmart, honestly, you know, I don't want to cast doubt on it, where it could potentially reverse off of that moving average. But so far, looking at all time frames, including the daily, you do have and just like the upside, you can see this to the downside, you do have a EMA crossover. What is an EMA crossover? That's when your lower time frame moving averages cross over the higher time frame moving averages, i.e. 20-day, 50-day over the 200, and that's going to signify strength to either direction. And the 9-day moving average only solidifying that. You can see here wicks off of that daily 9-day moving average. So oftentimes when you do close below a major mark like that, you're gonna see a little bit of consolidation. So expect consolidation just like you see here, and then potentially more push to the downside. So Walmart looked great, then they fake like when the reports crashed 2 weeks ago. So you know, that's another aspect of this, that if it had a catalyst to the downside, you know, you would be, I say 135, you know, like I see it right now, it's already close enough to it's at 135.90, but you could see a test of 135 and then potentially get a bounce from there. So, excuse me. All right, so we've got NVIDIA charge point. Excuse me, sorry. Did I do NVIDIA? No, I didn't. So let's do NVIDIA really quickly. It looks like I already have a chart on NVIDIA. Hot damn. Damn! I don't know why this arrow is so crazy, because I would have just said that, but it's being a little over dramatic there. So I was looking at NVIDIA and I was looking at AMD, and both of them now, there we go. Sorry, I forgot my chart. So both of them look to be forming heavy consolidation. Now, this little candle here is going to be that dragonfly that I was just talking about, right? That's a reversal candle potentially. So for me, AMD, we need to get it back above, or NVIDIA, excuse me, we need to get it back above 210, 210.50, retest that 215 mark. Right now, you're at support. This is 1, 2, 3. So based on my rule of thumb, we need to go and retest, I would say 220. So have you used the Concord indicator discovered this week? It looks very, no trader seems to use it at all. Is it on there? I haven't had a need for it. Is it right here? Concord investors. personal microfinance. I believe that says in Spanish. I can see the usefulness of this, but I already have too much on my chart. I'd have to clear something out. I'd explore that a little bit more. Anyway, NVIDIA, I'll take a longer look at that. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here on NVIDIA. Of course, this is a bilateral pattern, so it could go either way. You know, who knows? And normally I don't try to go into it with any type of bias, but probably be look at good look at SMH, semiconductor. Yeah, so that's definitely in need of a major reversal. You did get a reversal candle here with that hammer candle, so watch SMH to retest. So I would imagine that you will see NVIDIA retest that downtrend that I spoke about. So could you chart SPY nice and slow, please? I'm learning how to do it for myself. Mermaid, yes, let me do that towards the end. Remind me before I get off. Anyway, so we got all right, I'm going to tweak the NVIDIA chart. What's the indicator name for 500 HMA? So it's just HMA. So just go HMA, whole moving average, and then you're going to change the inputs, right? So you're going to change it to the length to 500. And you can turn these on or off as needed, right? So look at that. God dang, I'm this so money. Look at the pivot point sitting dead center, 615. Dead center in the middle of this pattern. So that's going to be the mark in which you're going to want to see NVIDIA close over. All right, let's keep it moving. So we've got NVIDIA. Charge point is the next one. Apparently I have, oh, Tony, that's right. We looked at this one today. That's why it looks crazy. All right, let's remove these. We've also got this downtrend established here. Beautiful, beautiful support. Wow, doesn't get much cleaner than that. So that is going to be what we call the falling wedge. So that's going to be a potential reversal pattern. Plug actually has a similar setup as well. So watch this one to clear above 20 bucks. Keep it simple here. Above 20 bucks, I would anticipate a retest of around 21.50. So 21.50. Watch that mark on 21.50, and then from there you need to figure out whether you're going to break downtrend. So right now it looks like you're going to have an inside day or close to. So you were just using the HMA on CEI. Oh, okay. I saw. I just was reading up too far. Have I done Snapchat? I have not. If you guys have any question, go watch the live on YouTube. I see that you Be Fuzzy. You've been asking even if you're gonna stay on TikTok, type it into the YouTube so that way I can see it. I'm losing all of these messages. So space is gonna go to 21. 21, I think 21.50. Live Laugh Yo. I can't tell you what to trade tomorrow, man. I don't know. I don't know anything about your account. I don't know anything. I don't know anything at all. It depends on what. Yeah. All good. All good. I just want to make sure that you guys get your tickers sorted. So, all right. I've got AMD. I already have this one charted too. Damn. Got a chart problem here, y'all. You chill. All right, so same thing. I don't know if you guys noticed this. Same thing with NVIDIA. NVIDIA is just in a slightly different setup. All right, we're gonna learn something new here together. Okay, so how are we going to figure where and if AMD is going to move to the upside? I'm going to show you guys how to find a profit target and based on the same. So when AMD gets news, there's a certain percentage mark. So we're going to go here, right? So this is the breakout line, right? And me and Tony did this today in our mentor, our one-on-one. So right here, right now we're gonna move this up, and you could say right to there. That's fine. But what we're gonna do is line that up, right? So let me get there. So based on the last breakout, and actually that's right. So run that up, and it's to the first rejection, major rejection point. So here we go. All right. How weird is that? Look at that. So if we can get AMD, which mind you, still has earnings on October 27th, we have the whole month to get to that mark. In my opinion, looking at AMD, it's holding just like all the other ones, it's holding its 500 HMA. It needs to get back above 104 and test this downtrend, guys. It is looking a little rough. Don't be surprised if you see, and I have this bottom support at 98 bucks. So don't be surprised if you see 97.50, 98 bucks if you can't hold. But otherwise, this does have that flag set up. Looks potentially okay, but I also would like to bring to your attention that it's done this before. Wow, what a pretty flag, and then just dumps. So don't get caught up in the setup, get caught up in the sentiment, and then look at the setup. Okay, futures just turned red off some Evergrande news. Nikki down 1.6%. Check it out. Oh shit. Hold on a second. I always forget what futures. I don't trade futures that much. That's nothing to be worried about. It's gonna do this. It's not red enough. It's not scary. There you go. That looks more like a cup and handle. So I don't know about the Nick. Oh, the Nikki's down 1.6. Damn. Oh, it's dumb. Oh well. Yeah, I can see definitely a U-turn, but that's the Evergrande. You actually had I know you guys can't see it, but I can. You actually have a flag, like a same thing with all the rest of them. I know you guys are probably like, how is this dude charting this? But it's real. Price plots. Plots, excuse me. Okay, anyway. Interesting. Okay, so we've got AMD OLED. What the fuck is this? Where's my indicators? Why are my indicators going? Weird. Okay. All right. Let's keep it going. So we got OLED, right? Oh shit. Okay, so that's a break. So what it looks like is you actually do have a bearish. You're bearish now. You have broken major support point that was 186.75. You have even cleared that wick and pushed even lower there. It looks like you're going to tap off of this this zone, this 170 zone. So don't be surprised if you go for what would look to be, let's start off this high. Oh yeah, there it is. There's your downtrend. Okay. Oh, okay. I mean, maybe not quite, but so watch for a retest of 180. I'm not trading. Trading was suspended in Hong Kong exchange. Interesting. Wow. Queso. I love queso. I love queso. That was random, but I do. That's like probably one of my favorite things. I don't know who decided to do that, but God bless them. Um, guys, any requests, drop them in the YouTube, and I got you guys. But otherwise, I won't be able to keep track of them. I actually already did Tesla. Yeah, I did all of those stickers. So, MIDI, there you go. What's up? All right, I got your ticker right there. So right now, I didn't get puts. Henry T. All right. There's always those moments. I mean, Moderna. I mean, who would have thought? And guess where that bounced? You want to have a wild guess what that moving average is and why that wick is exactly off of it? That's your 500 HMA. That's 321.50. So now mRNA has a massive gap to fill to the upside. And honestly, I don't know if it's going to make it there, but um, we'll get it. We'll get it. Thank you guys for dropping those requests in there. So let's go ahead and I think I got OLED. Whatever requests come in this next minute, that'll be it. And we'll go ahead and close it out for the night, and we'll be back on tomorrow morning, 8:30 Eastern time, and do it all again. So how do I find my breakouts? Well, normally I'm anticipating breakouts. I don't chase breakouts. I find them before they break out. So all right, so we've got Snap. All right, so I actually have Snap's number. I've had this one. I don't think anybody. I put a video out stating that I was bearish, and I kind of got laughed at for it, and now nobody's laughing anymore. So, let me just start new on this thing. Okay, so let's show you what's up here with Snapchat. So this is a daily rising wedge. Daily rising wedge. What does that mean? That means that overall, Snapchat is bearish. Whether market makers are setting it up, regardless, I'm anticipating a halfway potential gap fill here. Now, Snap did show a little bit of resiliency at that 71.75 mark, making a nice rebound, but that's just more of a retest after having 3 straight red days. It has rejected this top trend line 3 times. So if anything, maybe Snapchat goes in for a $78 retest. If it closes bullishly there, then perhaps this pattern is blown. But otherwise, I see these as very weak candles to the upside. So, yeah, if I'm missing your request on YouTube, I would love to do it, but or on TikTok, I would love to. Is Apple a good stock to? Yeah, of course. Apple's a big beta blue chip. There's a better price mark to buy it at, I think, but FDA approval, MIDI. What are you talking about with the FDA approval? What are we doing? I'm not sure. Yeah, Mermaid. We'll do that one just a second. Okay, so I see Sony. Okay, so I actually already have Sony charted. Here's the thing, either a double top, and it's that simple, or a cup and handle. I see a potential cup and handle. Venom box office blew up. You might see AMC and Sony start to move to the upside. You've had 4 extended days of pullbacks before having a nice bounce here. I'm anticipating, and if you go look at the daily, you'll already see Sony gapped up to 110.75. So for Sony, I would anticipate a return to 112.50. At that point, you would need to evaluate the stock and see if it has what it takes to move to the upside, or if it's seeing that continuation there. If it is, then maybe you make a nice rebound and you move. But I think that we may start building a cup or a handle here. So if that happens, you may see 113 before falling back down again. So, all right. So let's do. All right. After UPS, that's it, guys. Also, thank you guys for the subscribers. Oh, that's weird. I had a bunch of people subscribe and then unsubscribe. Damn. Salty. Not me, though. It was at 4,013, then went back down. So it's at 4,003. We're still above it. We're happy. We're at the $4,000 mark. Okay, so Wish. Yes, I've had Wish charted here. Hot minute here. Yes, absolutely falling wedge. But the thing about a falling wedge is it needs a catalyst, and honestly, a lot of the times with falling wedges like this, they can actually just reverse and start using the resistance as support. So you may end up still trending down lower. And I actually have the mark of 450. Millwright, you still have you can watch the entirety of the stream though. So, and I'll be on tomorrow morning as well. So, I already did Disney. And I'm about to do SPY here. I already did Starbucks as well. Or no, I did do Starbucks. Never mind. So anything with Wish, $5 retest, or I would imagine you would look for an immediate gap up next week. But right now, strength's not there quite yet. Anywhere above 550, then we can start to consider looking at it again. But right now, just not a ton of strength. Okay, so Sava, I did Sava earlier. Cup and handle on the daily time frame, $80 price target within a couple of weeks, I think. And of course, that's with decent news. But I did cover that already previously. So Starbucks. This one's the same as Disney. You're looking to go and possibly clear 115, so that's the target at the moment. Anywhere above 113.50, and I would anticipate seeing Disney move to the upside for that 115 target. At that point, you could go and take a step out here to the daily and anticipate a potential retest of downtrend. That downtrend starting off the high, running off here, then your support here. So that's kind of what I see is a channel trading stock at the moment. So there's Starbucks, and there's kind of what I'm thinking there. So all right, so that's Starbucks. Maxar is one of my favorite stocks of all time. That has a massive cup and handle on the daily. I have that. If you search my tweets on my Twitter account, you'll actually see it. So Zillow looks like it has a very obvious falling wedge here. So there's that. Self-explanatory here. You need a catalyst. You need something to move it up. Earnings coming soon. So watch this one anywhere above. I have 98, but $100. 200A. Everything kind of looks weak in terms of strength and volume. So that's going to need to return before you actually play this out in a way where you could continue moving to the upside. So anywhere above 90 or anywhere above $100 and bullish candle close, you should see some continuation on that one. UPS. UPS is already filled the gap, so that's pretty sick. Ah, boy. We had that gap filled, y'all. That's crazy. And it just quietly went and did it itself. So anyway, that's pretty self-explanatory there as far as UPS is concerned. That one just retested. I do have a support here that I was eyeballing. It hasn't quite made it there. But if you go back down to the daily time frame, I'm looking at this downtrend here. So for me, now that you filled the gap, it's not outside of the question. There you go. There's another falling wedge. So I would say a little bit more chop in here in this area. You may even go and see 176, but otherwise you do look as if you could potentially make a reversal here. So what time live tomorrow? 8:30 Eastern time every day. So what's the story on Maxar? Maxar is in all Google satellite images. It's absolutely phenomenal. It's a satellite company, so they're going to be launching Google satellites, Sirius XM satellites, building them. Anyway, so let's look at PROG. PROG, I actually had this discussion with what's his name, Starboy or whatever, and I was talking about the volume and what it needed to continue to move to the upside. Now, I'm not looking at the fundamentals of this stock, and I made my price target of $3.15 pretty clear. That's just a weird, oh, I'm getting tired. A retest of this volume or this level here, and also retesting downtrend. So 350 would be where I would be aiming there, but again, the volume is alarmingly high, so it needs to see more volume, if anything. So all right, so PROG and Merck has, and right now if you look at the hourly time frame, Merck has what looks to be a little pennant forming. So running this one here and running this one here, you can see tiny little consolidation pattern here. So anywhere below 81.37, and we're moving down. Anywhere above 82.50, and you likely move to the other upsides on that one. But I think it might pull back. I'm actually looking at Merck for an exit of my swing and a potential pullback down to $80. So all right. I don't like pennants. They're like my least favorite pattern. Visa actually has a phenomenal setup here. This one actually looks as if it's another inverse head and shoulders. One of my favorite patterns. Also lower time frame breakout here. Push above that 200-day EMA. So in all honesty, looking at the overall setup here on Visa, I would say a retest of around 235 is highly probable here. Maybe even 240. This is also the support that it was holding before. So hopefully we can see some type of recovery back into that. Right now, the 500 HMA is at 240 at the moment. So big reversal off of the 200-day EMA. This is why I use that moving average there. So didn't I already? I think I already did plug. I did plug at the beginning of it, all right. So if you have any questions about plug, it is at, hold on one second, I'll find it for you. There it is. Go back to 44 minutes, 43 minutes and 40 seconds on the YouTube. And that's where I already covered Affirm as well around the same time mark. All right, guys. I think I got everything. I'll look at QS too, but I gotta go ahead and it's 10 o'clock. Time, you guys, same thing. Gotta get your rest. It's important. So start of a new week this week, exciting. I think everybody's anticipating the same thing. So I think we'll probably see the opposite, but regardless, I'm ready for some of these setups that we have going together. So QS, honestly, you did see big volume here. So anywhere above 30 bucks on QS, and it could potentially see some really, really great movement. So I missed DATS. Sorry. So one of our admins, Atlas, bought this on IPO, so he's just been riding the train. In all honesty, I think you're gonna start consolidating here. You already see a bounce here off of that $11 level, finishing and closing around 12. So a very, very good bounce on that lower time frame. I still see a bear flag, so I still see this little flag here. That's a bear flag. More than likely anywhere below 1180, and you're going to go and retest 1050. And honestly, after such a parabolic run, it's you're probably going to make some type of, I would anticipate some type of cup formation. So let me see. So maybe rounding out like that. Yes. So SPY. As far as charting SPY, I know Mermaid was watching. So daily, you could do this one of two ways, and maybe it's just worth deleting at this point everything. You could go and start that channel like we talked about, which still has, oops, hold on one second. Yeah, that's right. There it is. That is absolutely right. Look at that. Look at the way that the 200-day EMA lines up. So anyway, with SPY, guys, we really, really gotta see a downtrend break. Okay, starting off of the high, running to the low. You can go and confirm that on the hourly, right? Downtrend there. So more than likely, you're going to see either a chop here and then a break and retest of 440, and then maybe a break and downtrend. If we get to 440, that is that in the middle of this channel is that linear deviation line. If we can get above that, we can resume trend. If we can get back above the 50-day EMA, which is exactly at that 440.50 mark, then I would anticipate a continuation. We did have a big volume spike there. So do I ever use Fibonacci retracements? Not very often. Maybe if a stock is run parabolically to the upside, I'll use them, but normally I don't have any need for them. So but anyway, thank you guys as always for subscribing to the YouTube channel, hopping on here. Again, I'll close out with my watch list and I'll go over it tomorrow. So far, we're going to be watching Affirm. I have EA, BA, Netflix, Roku, Sony, Merck, SPWR, and Saba as some of the top potential movers here. For small accounts, I do like Neo. To the downside. I do like Neo to the downside with a $30 price target. And that's specifically, could lean towards the small accounts. They are going with weeklies or even 2 weeks out to go in the money close to or right outside of the money. And then maybe even grabbing that $30 target. So, of course, live tomorrow at 8:30 Eastern time, sometimes 8:15. And if I happen to wake up at the crack of dawn and feel crazy, I will post on my Twitter. So please follow my Twitter because I'm going to update you guys on there, or be in the Discord and have your alerts on, because I will be letting you guys know when I go live. And oftentimes if pre-market's popping, I'm going to be up and I'm going to be ready to go for pre-market. So and trading pennies in the morning. But anyway, you guys have a wonderful evening. Get some rest. Please, if you guys are brand new, the strategy here, guys, is to pick a strategy and stick to it and get good at it. If you guys are still chasing everybody's this, and that, and spending no time preparing yourself, that anxiety that you feel, or if you feel anxiety in the market, it's going to continue. So make sure you guys are setting targets. You know exactly what you're going to do that day. Even if you're taking somebody else's strategy and you know that you could take advantage of it in your own way with your own type of setup, go for that, and make sure that you have some type of idea of where you're going to get in and out. But other than that, guys, have a wonderful night. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you so much. Peace.